Hey y'all. Um, Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Danny, hit the link that's in the comment section, and that should add you to it. Hey Blossom. Hey Nigel. Hey Pink. Hey Miss Davis. Hey Fee. Good evening.
Hey,
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, you getting that hair done,
yeah,
huh? Thank you
yeah,
for joining me tonight.
appreciate it.
Uh-huh. Hey y'all can start putting your questions in the comment section. Tell the special lady in the background that's braiding your hair I said hello.
Hey,
If she
Hi.
can hear me. Hi.
yeah, she can hear you. That's my girlfriend Stephanie.
Okay. Hey, Miss Stephanie.
Hey, how you doing? Hi.
Fine. How are you?
Hi.
Okay. So,
So should I just give my story first and then have them ask questions?
sure. You can just give us your background, how long you were incarcerated, if you want to share the charge, how many kids, how old are they?
Okay. Well, I have 8 children. I got 5 girls and 3 boys, and so I was incarcerated for 4.5 years on a SA. You know,
Okay.
so and that's what made it. It was because of a bitter relationship, not because I actually did something. It was so ridiculous and crazy, and so that's why I didn't get a lot of time because Uh, there was no evidence in my case, none at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was a 5 year gap in between this accusation. Me and this person had broke up like 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then here comes police out of nowhere calling my job. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And
Mm-hmm.
so after the investigation, which I told the truth about everything, she had holes in her stories, but some kind of way I still got arrested for it. So, and that's what happened. And my lawyer, I had a high lawyer, which I didn't. Well, I don't know. It's like she just took my money and turned her back on me. Pretty much that's what it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
So and so I didn't trust anybody. So I just did what the best thing I could, which is take this little 5.5 years of 50% because I can recover from that, and which I did. I have, and I got everything I put my mind to upon my
Okay.
release. So so that's pretty much the story about that. I just didn't trust anything else. My lawyer just took my money and ran.
Okay. So did you already had your children before? Well, did you have all
Yeah,
8 children before you did your
yeah,
time?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Now, one of the questions I had is that statistically, do you believe that when the parents are incarcerated, that the children will more than likely go to prison?
I would say statistically, I don't know the stats on it, but I would say if parents are involved, then most likely not, because I was there for my children and I'm still there for them now, even though they are
Hmm.
adults now. I have one child that's still a minor. Well, two. Well, he's 17, but um, I'm still there and I'm available at anytime they need something and to coach them, teach them, or whatever they need. And it affected them worse because I was their best friend before I went to prison because they didn't get
Hmm.
along with their mothers even as young. Well, my girls mainly. My boys are fine, and because my boys are pretty much laid back, it's the girls that it kind of hurt the most because I was their
Okay.
best friend. I had my kids all the time. It's mainly my girls. I had, you know, all the time, and we just did whatever. And it's like they lost their best friend, um, and every time I get a chance to talk to them on the phone or on visits, they is all tears because they lost their best friend for 4.5 years.
Okay. So y'all did do the visits. Did they visit you regularly?
It was well when I was at one institution before I transferred. I was at one institution for about 2 years, and then I transferred for the other two. And after the 2 years, didn't nobody only maybe a few people came to see me, but my kids didn't come to the second because it was a little further away.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So
we had
how
phone calls all the time.
Okay. Okay. And so what about your relationship while you were incarcerated? Do you think that they resented you in any way while you were incarcerated?
Oh no, they don't resent me at all. They just they they told me, they said, we don't care what's going on. We just need you home. That was their words.
Okay. Okay. So you were still an active parent even while you were incarcerated with your children.
Yeah, because my kids, they're
Okay.
like, call me before I go to school or call me on my lunch break. They want to talk to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I give a kudos to their mothers. They make sure they kept money on the phone so I can talk to the kids.
Oh, well, that was good. That was
So,
good.
so they didn't visit, so that was fine with me.
Okay. Let me see. Now, as far as your daughters, you said you had 5 girls. Do you
Right.
think that your incarceration, if they even, date men, do you think that it has any effect on how they communicate or their relationships with men?
I don't know, because I treat my daughters like queens. I open the doors for them. I'm pretty much I'm a gentleman to them at all times.
Hmm.
So for them trying to have a relationship with other men, they have expectations for them to be treated like I treat them.
Right. Right.
So because they want to know, the first questions they always ask guys are, "Will you open the door for me getting in the car?" That's their main question they ask
Hmm.
people. If they don't answer it correctly, they won't talk to them.
Okay.
Because I don't let my girls get in my cars without opening my doors. Not even my girlfriend, for that matter, either.
Right. Right. So how would you feel about any of your children dating or marrying someone that, had the same charge that you had or that was just incarcerated in general?
Um, as a parent, I was just sit down and talk to them and make sure, I would do, I guess, my little background, I guess, and talk to the guys also. I talk to them at the same time, really.
Hmm.
So, and try to figure out what's going on and make sure if that's what they really want.
Okay. Okay.
Only one of my daughters have kids right now. Yeah. So I just got two grandkids. She's the only one that has children. The rest of them, they're not ready yet. They like, no, I'm good. So,
Okay.
so I ain't ready about that. I'm not worried about that particular kind of, I guess, issue yet, for
Okay.
the guys they date.
Okay. Okay. So let me answer some of the questions out of the comments.
Okay.
Miss Pamela wants to know, did you do an appeal due to having I guess an attorney that wasn't so great?
No, because I didn't have the knowledge about appeals or anything like that
Hmm.
during my incarceration. So I just figured I'd just do this time and get it over with.
Okay. Blossom said, did you receive any good time?
No, not for SA. In my state, they don't give out good time for that.
Okay. And let me see. Double H says, did you have a cell phone?
No, I didn't have a cell phone.
No cell phone. Okay.
But that's
So did
securities, that's securities that's going on thing in there.
those high phone calls, but no cell phone.
Right.
Okay. Now, how did your kids have any type of behavior issues while you were incarcerated? Because I know you said that you're incarcerated, your incarceration did affect them. Did they have any behavior issues, any of them?
My daughter with the children, I believe, acted out the most. The other ones, they stayed in school and graduated. Some graduated while I was incarcerated. A few graduated since I've been home. But the one with the children, she didn't graduate, but she was the one acting out the most because my family was telling me about how, because I got a cousin that's a cop also. And
Mm-hmm.
so he ran into her a couple of times, her out in the streets acting wild and crazy. And so I was getting messages back that she was just wilding out there and when I finally talked to her, she didn't know I was locked up. Her mother didn't tell her. She said that she started acting like that because she thought I was just ignoring her and
Oh,
just,
wow.
yeah. So,
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
but
Okay.
she's getting herself together now though.
Okay, good. From this point of view, my situation was different. I'm just reading through the comments, make sure I ain't missed nobody's question.
Right.
Ms. Blossom said, did you used to make the prison cards for birthdays and holidays?
No, but I had people make them for me.
Okay.
I didn't draw a lot. No.
Okay.
So sometimes I had them made and sent them out.
All right. So Miss Glam to Gam said, from a grandparent's point of view, my situation was different. I'm raising him and both parents chose prison. I never took him to see neither one and did not accept calls. Sorry, but definitely not. Um, oh yeah, I just read it, Pink. I just read it.
Right.
So you didn't miss any birthdays, you didn't miss any holidays, if you believe in the
Oh,
holidays.
well, I'm not a holiday person, but I don't take that away from my kids because of how I believe, you know.
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah, it was, you know, I guess we made it work through the phone calls, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they ever showed up for holidays or my birthday, for that matter. But like I said, we just made it work, you know. And the reason I did 4.5 years because I didn't have a house to parole to it. My time was up in 17. I went in at 15. My time was up in 17, so I didn't have a home site to parole to. So I had to do my parole time inside, like dead time. I just had to do on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I ended up doing the 4.5 altogether.
Okay. And normally we get a bunch of it's normally women on my platform. But since you're on here, I want you to tell them what the experience is like as a male in a male institution, from your perspective and not mine. I mean, you know, I can give them my perspective from male institutions, but what is, you know, how was it for the men? How is it in a male's institution? Like, what's your daily
Okay.
routine? What was your job?
Well, for my first time being there, I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked to few people that had been in the system, you know, 15, 20 years already, and they helped me get acclimated. And especially with this particular kind of charge against you, is, you know, you think you getting beat up and got to fight all the time, but it wasn't even like that. Not in my state. I just pretty much just minded my business. And the prison gonna do two things: it's gonna make you a better person, or make you worse. I
Mm-hmm.
chose to make me better because what I did was I got myself into a let me see, I'm gonna say a drug program. I can't think of the correct name of it. I'm gonna say a drug
Mm-hmm.
program. I don't do drugs at all, but it was safer for me to do that and stay into a structured environment, and so I can keep my, you know, keep my peace within myself. So I went through that program. I became one of the elders. I became one of the guys that people look up to, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I did my time in there.
Okay. Did you have a hustle in there? Because you know
Nope.
most people have a hustle. You didn't have a hustle while you was back there.
I didn't have a hustle. I didn't do any of that. But I did. What I did do bring to that program was a driver's license program, a
Mm-hmm.
rules of the road program. I guess I want to say. So I brought it to the counselors, and they let me teach a rules of the road class while I was in there.
Okay. Okay. What is that?
So
What
it
does that
helped.
consist of?
Well, it's just like we got the handbook from the state of Illinois, and people that didn't never had a license or anything, I helped them study to get ready to get their license when they get out.
Mm-hmm.
I had to study for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And I think I got about 40 certificates while I was in that program, or 40 some certificates while I was there.
Wow. So you
So
use
I
your
made
time
everything work.
wisely.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Um.
I have also got credits to be a drug counselor also.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
And while you were there, who took who looked out for you? Who took care of you?
My brother, mainly, my younger brother.
Mhm.
He's just a year younger than I am. My cousin, my sister, but mainly my brother. Though. You know, he mainly,
Mhm.
if I needed money, you know, when I didn't have anything, he'd send me money to get electronics or whatever I needed. But once I get to the other institution, the second institution, I got a job there, and then I started pretty much holding it down for myself.
Okay. Blossom said, was it called Gateway? Assuming that may
No,
be a program there.
well, Gateway was a program here in Illinois for people that get caught with before they instituted the oh, my son texting me. Before they instituted the change the marijuana laws.
Mhm.
Gateway was a drug program for people that maybe had drug problems or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, were you on parole for 3 years?
No, I did all my parole time inside. I maxed out,
Okay. All right.
so I got out no parole. But I had to deal with everything on the outside as far as being, you know, an offender, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
got
So
to.
right. So how has, especially with that charge, when you were released, like how did that affect you getting a job, getting acclimated back into society? Housing, because I know a lot of the times, like different apartment complex and like rental places, they want to do a background check on you. Like, how did all that affect you?
Well, when I got out, I moved to Kansas with my brother, and in the
Hmm.
state of Kansas, they don't have any restrictions on where you can live. You can live wherever you want to live. Just don't get in trouble because that's a three-strike state. You know,
Gotcha.
so they let you
Gotcha.
live. You can go wherever you want to go. You pretty much can live yourself freely. But I'm back in my home state in Illinois right now.
Hmm.
So, but Illinois is different. You only can live a certain amount of feet from, parks, playgrounds, daycares, or whatever it may be.
Right. Right.
And so but I'm living in a decent location. Nobody bothers me here.
Okay.
So I mind my business. I got a good paying job. I've been taking care of myself. I had my foot to the ground. I didn't give up because when I was in Kansas, I wanted. Oh my goodness, it was bad.
Hmm.
I kept losing job after job after job after job, getting good jobs. But they found out I was just recently released. It
Hmm.
was stress. It was very stressful, and I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do. My mind was all over the place, and I was stressed to the core.
Mm.
So I just said, let me go back home where I know I can find. I know what all the jobs at in Illinois, but
Right.
so and that's what I did when I got here. I spoke with a few friends. They own their own property and stuff like that was in safe locations, and that's what I did. And that's how I got on my feet. Now, after 6 months of me being here, I got my own apartment, and that's the apartment I'm sitting in now, getting my hair braided in my own apartment.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah,
What institution were you at when you were in Illinois? I know you said you was in two different
yeah.
institutions.
The first one I was in was called Big Muddy River,
Hmm.
and the second one I was in was Taylorville Correctional Center.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything.
And I guess I'm gonna have to throw this in right quick. So earlier this year, not this year, last year, in June. So I runs into the family of this whole situation at a
Hmm.
restaurant. I didn't get a chance to sit down and eat. I'm about to fight 7 of these people.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was about to go down. And
Wow.
even though I had a lady with me, but she's a church, like pretty much a church girl. I'm gonna say that she's not into
Hmm.
fighting in the street life. But I was ready to throw down, but I was like, I'm gonna play it the safe way, and because I'd have fought all of them. I know me.
Right.
So I
Now
just
the person, the victim in this situation, do you have any children with her?
no.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay. Miss
She was
Blossom
already
said,
had. She had 5 at the time, and I had 6 at the time.
wow. Um, Ms. Blossom said, so you maxed out because you couldn't be around schools, playgrounds, and kids, period? That's a question.
No, it was because I didn't know I didn't have any help finding housing. Nobody could nobody pretty much did help me find any housing, so that's why I just finished my time on the inside.
Okay. Okay. And how does that situation like affect, I guess, your relationship as far as trusting women? I know you have a girlfriend now. Like, was it hard for her to accept what your charge was? Did you already know her? Like, how was your relationship thereafter?
No, actually we made it work. And it wasn't hard to trust her because it was hard for me to have a girlfriend to have female, children.
Okay.
So my girlfriend got 6 boys. So
Okay.
it was easier to navigate through that situation. And they all
Mm.
grown. All her boys are grown as well.
Okay. Okay.
So and they live in a different state anyway. So she's pretty much here by herself, other than me.
Okay.
So our
All right.
relationship is pretty easy to deal with.
Good. Good.
She
In your
don't, and as far
relationship.
as her, she don't have any problems or anything like that.
Okay.
Because she know the
Okay.
whole. Yeah.
Does this affect you in any other way or anything else you want, everybody to know about the situation?
Um. Sometimes I still think about it, like why me? And because I still have a lot of unanswered questions, but I can't go over and ask the people that said these things about me because I know it'd be a fight. I have a lot of unanswered questions because
Hmm.
I was minding my business. It's a 5-year gap in between here. The time we broke up. from 2008 to 2014. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why? Oh, that's 6 years. So why are they why me? What did I do? What's going on? I want to know what was going on in that house. After I left, why I got to get accused of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I raised her kids. We raised our kids together. I still got pictures of us, our family, us having fun and everything. So we didn't have a bad household.
Wow.
I can't say I was the best boyfriend, but for us treating them kids good, I did do that.
Okay.
At that particular time.
And when you were incarcerated due to the charge, like I don't know much about because I've never worked in Illinois before, but I know like in other facilities that I've been in, when people have certain charges like that, they're kind of like ostracized. At least back in the day, they were ostracized by other inmates. So did you experience any of that?
Not really, but I've heard it a lot
Mm-hmm.
because and some people when they got these 85% cases, they have a tag on them called 3 to life. Mine's is at 50%, but there's an 85%. So they had a tag say it's 3 to life, and it's which means if they never find a house to go to, they'll never get out of prison. They're gonna be there.
Wow.
So, but for us, I haven't had anybody get in my face or anything like that because I just mind my business.
Right.
I didn't bother people.
Right. Okay, we're gonna take one more question. You said it was hard for you to, I guess, be in a relationship with a woman who had daughters. So was this charge against the person that you were with or one of her children?
Well, it was supposed to have been. If she said it was her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
During the time I wasn't even there in the city or nothing like that. I was, and that's why I have a whole lot of unanswered questions because I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, and those are the things I think about sometimes. And I get in my little mood sometimes where I need to have some alone time.
Right. Right.
So, but like, it's just a lot of unanswered questions.
Right. So did that affect you with being around your girls?
No,
Like, did you feel not as far as like not being able to be around them, but did it do anything to you psychologically to where it affected you being around your own daughters
no,
personally?
it didn't. No, it didn't bother me being around my own kids. But I tell them, once they became of age, once they became like 18, I told them if y'all hanging out with younger, you know, friends, don't bring them around me because not because I'm gonna do nothing, because I stay safe. I'm trying to protect myself at all
Right.
times. So they respect it and they do what I ask them to do.
Okay.
You know,
Understandable.
yeah,
Understandable. Well, I
you know.
definitely appreciate you coming on and joining us. If you have anything else that you want to share, you can before we end our live.
Well, I just say this: anybody that got somebody that's incarcerated, if they looking for, I'm gonna say just don't give up. Pretty much, don't give up.
Mhm.
Keep your feet to the street. Keep your head up. Keep working and grinding until you get it. Because I that's what I did. I'm making almost $30 an hour now, and I'm not
Okay.
giving. I didn't stop until I
Right.
got what I wanted.
Right.
So just
Right.
tell them don't give up. But they got to stay focused.
Right.
That'll be the
Okay.
main thing. So
Let's see. I said I didn't realize more questions was right here. I just skipped them. I'm sorry. Ms. Blossom said, so work release was not an option if people don't have nowhere to go. Was that not an option there?
well, work release for people in my situation, we didn't have those options.
Mm-hmm.
For drug offenders, some gun offenders, burglars, and arsonists and stuff like that only got work release.
Okay.
You know,
And
so
then,
it's very discriminatory when it comes to people with sex offenses.
okay. And did the child make a statement or testify?
Nope, wasn't even in court. Nobody was in court.
Okay.
The day I took my time, I didn't know. I thought I was going for a bond reduction. My lawyer didn't keep me in the circle at all.
Mm.
Told me a lot of lies and stuff.
Okay. What kind of work were you doing before you went to prison?
I was a restaurant manager.
Okay.
Yeah. Never had that job. I got that job again. That's one of the jobs I got when I got back here. The people I work for, the owners of the restaurant, they told me once you get home, we still got your back because I working with them a long time. And as soon as I got back to Illinois, I got the
Mhm.
job the next day,
Okay, good.
and right back into management. They just held my job for me.
So Chicago is definitely better, I guess, for the job market when you have any type of when you're coming out of prison than it was when you left.
Well, I'm not in
Okay.
Chicago. I don't know about Chicago.
Oh, you say I'm sorry, Illinois. Okay.
Yeah. I'm in
Okay.
Southern Illinois. I'm in East St. Louis.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
but down in this area,
Right.
there's a lot of jobs down here. A lot of jobs here that hire felons also.
Good. Okay. Convicted moment statement. Let me see. Did no kind of work. As Blossom said, so basically it was just your word against theirs.
Pretty much.
Um, Pink said, did your girlfriend make a statement?
No, she didn't. I didn't. Not that I heard of. I didn't hear anything from an impact statement or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
At least my lawyer didn't translate it or anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the mother was there the day I took my time, and I was, and it just,
Mm-hmm.
and my kid, one of my daughters was there crying because she knew I was about to go. My mother brought her to court, which I asked her not to, but she done it anyway.
Oh wow.
But she was cried her little eyes out. But my daughters are grown, beautiful young ladies, and they just was here last night, spending the night with me.
Wow.
They love dad. So
Can you get this? Blossom said, so did you get a stealer or expunged? Did you get that expunged off your record? Or can you?
I don't believe so. I think maybe after a certain amount of years, I think so. I got to do some more research on it.
Okay.
I think after 10 years you can.
Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us. It's a little I guess touchy for me because like I said, I spent my father spent most of my life incarcerated. So I've only
Right.
had him out, for a good few years. And I just
Right.
know like I didn't realize I guess how much his incarceration did affect me because I saw him regularly. I spoke to him every day after school. So I just was curious to see, as to how it affected other people's children
Yeah.
when they become incarcerated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess one other thing I didn't understand. I mean, other than my children, it affected a lot of people I was close to as
Mm-hmm.
well. I didn't understand that, and you know, some people express themselves to me like when you went away, everything was different. I know a lot of people, and I do a
Right.
lot of work other than me working regular job. I work on cars. I do a lot of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of affect people different. And they was, I'm a friendly guy. I like to smile and laugh, and I could have been sunshine to some people when I went away. That went away too.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely affects everybody else around you.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Danny. And taking the time to talk to everybody and,
Hey, I
letting us
appreciate
mind your
everybody.
business a little bit.
It's all good. Hey,
Yeah.
one thing I learned is not to be ashamed of anything. You just gotta embrace it in a certain way and keep on rolling.
Yeah, because at this point it is what it is. It's already happened. So
Right.
yeah.
I don't let my sunshine is not stolen at all. I'm rolling.
Right, right. Thank you. Okay. Well, you have a good night and I appreciate you coming on my live. Might have to bring you back later
Oh
on the
yeah,
panel for some roundtable talk.
it's all good. Hey, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.